guys, it's alive. So happy that it is alive. So it turns out it was not the injector driver module. It was the under the valve cover wire harness. I'm so glad I didn't buy the IDM when I thought that that was the original problem. So maybe there was a reason that it wasn't in stock that day I was at CarQuest, because I probably would have bought it and regretted it. But since it wasn't in stock, I made the decision to tow the truck home, and I didn't have them order it because something told me, verify the problem. Verify it. It's number one rule in mechanics. When a customer tells you something's wrong, you verify the problem before you go any further, because sometimes customers are wrong. And in this case, I would have been wrong. So I got to thinking about it, and I was like, well, you know, before I buy an IDM, I should probably trace my wiring, make sure it's not a wiring problem, because it will show signs of a bad IDM if that was the case. And then I remembered there was a video that I saw years and years ago by Diesel Tech Ron about how the under the valve cover wiring harness would come unplugged sometimes because of vibration when they get old. And he had a trick where he takes a quarter and cuts the top flat, and you put a quarter in there and it stops it from ever happening again. Now, unfortunately, Diesel Tech Ron passed away, I want to say about 5 years ago, but his videos are still all up on YouTube, and he's probably one of the best 7.3 and 6-liter diesel mechanics you'll find on YouTube. He was actually a Ford certified diesel technician and worked for Ford Motor Company. And when I first bought my first diesel truck, I didn't know anything about it. He was one of the guys that really helped me understand how everything worked, because it's not a V-twin, which I was good at. So anyway, I scoured YouTube and I found the video where he talked about it. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go check all this stuff first. I got a sneaking suspicion that that's probably all that it is. You see that? Zach tried to run me over. Anyway, guys, there's more to the story, but I've got an appointment to get to. I'm actually going to go get a massage today because I am still hurting from all the work I did at Bike Week. And I want to kind of be relaxed before I head out tomorrow for the Louisville Truck Show. I'll be back later. Well, guys, I'm back from a massage, and man, did it feel good. Back up here at Peachtree. I'm going to do a little bit more work on the excursion. But before I do, I want to say this. I find it a little ironic that it only took a quarter to fix the problem. Literally, it took the quarter. What perfect timing. There goes Rich's Towing, the guys that dropped me off here just a couple of days ago. However, this is what was interesting. When that gentleman right there that just drove by dropped this excursion in this parking lot 2 days ago, when we rolled it off the flatbed and he was walking back to his truck, I looked down to the ground and I saw a quarter there. I reached down and I picked that quarter up and I stuck it in my pocket. 2 days later, that same very quarter is the quarter that I used to fix the truck. So, sorry for the wind, guys. It's a bit breezy out today. As you can see, it's a gorgeous day. But the wind make it tough to record. Anyway, so I don't know if that was pure luck, or for some reason maybe Diesel Tech Ron was looking down on me and decided to throw me a bone. Or a quarter in this case. But either way, it worked. Now, unfortunately, I didn't film much of the repair. When I got up here yesterday evening to do it, it was about 7 o'clock in the evening. I knew we only had about an hour until the sun went down, so I was kind of trying to hurry to get the job done. Not rushing, but just not wasting any time. And sure enough, I got finished and started packing up my tools just as it got dark, so I'm kind of glad that I did it. The downside to that is I can't exactly show you what I did, but if I remember when I'm editing this video, I'll try to throw a link into Diesel Tech Ron's video so you can see exactly what I did just on my truck. I was so happy that I got that fixed. I decided to tackle another problem. If you look in the front of the excursion, I got the fog lights down here in the bumper. And I noticed a couple weeks ago that they weren't working anymore. So I decided to diagnose that earlier today, and I figured out what it was. On the headlight switch that's on the dash of the truck, there is a function where if you pull out on the knob, it will allow the fog lights to come on when the vehicle's ignition is on and the headlights are turned on. Now, actually, this excursion did not come with a fog light as an option. I added those fog lights myself a number of years back. So I used the same switch, but not the same wiring, because my wiring harness was not compatible for the fog lights, or the provisions weren't there. But anyway, that switch is actually what failed. Once I bypassed the switch and put the two wires together, the fog lights work just fine, and they're still key only. So for right now, I'm just bypassing the switch until I get a new one, most likely after I get home from the Mid-America Truck Show in Kentucky this week. Unfortunately, another project has arisen. When I was on my way to my massage a little while ago, I noticed that my turn signals aren't working. And I say they aren't working, they're partially not working. So if I turn on the turn signals, they are flashing fast, but there are no indicators on the dash, no indicators on the front of the truck, only the indicators on the rear of the truck. Same thing goes with the hazards, but the hazards aren't flashing fast. So perhaps I just knocked a wire loose in the process of fixing my fog lamps. I don't know, but I'm about to dive into that and figure it out. But I'm not going to bore you with that. I don't know what the problem is. Most likely I just knocked the connection loose. Looks like Michaela showed up, bringing Grayson home from school. Hi, Gray Gray.
Hi.
Say hi to YouTube.
Hi.
Well, guys, it's been a few hours, but I went through the whole system. And it turns out I'm also going to need a turn signal switch. So this problem was and wasn't related to me fixing the fog lights. In the process of fixing the fog lights, I did pull the dash off. And in order to pull the dash off, you've got to drop the shifter down into the low position and drop the steering wheel tilt all the way down. This gives you clearance to get the faceplate off. Well, apparently it's a known problem with the Super Duty trucks that the wires just aren't quite long enough, and when you tilt the wheel down, it pulls the back of the wires right out of the plug that goes into the turn signal switch. And that's the case. So even with the switch installed, the wires themselves, you just kind of pull them in and out. The catches that lock the terminals into the switch housing, or the connection housing I should say, have just gone bad and broken. Either way, I've got a bypass for the moment. It's not going to stop me from going to the Mid-America Truck Show tomorrow, so it's just going to have to be what it is. When I get back, I can order the new switches for the headlights and for the turn signal switch, but can't fix it tonight. All right, guys, that is going to be it for tonight. I'm done. I'm just going to pack up some clothes, try to get a good night's sleep, because tomorrow morning we head to Louisville, Kentucky for the Mid-America Truck Show, and I'm really looking forward to that. So, guys, stick around and see what comes next. Thanks for watching, and until the next time I see you, keep those engines running.